Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Starrapter, and welcome back to the channel to talk more about some Star Wars comics. We have an IDW comic and a Marvel comic to start with. So, as always, let's start with the Marvel comic, shall we? We have Bounty Hunters issue number 7. This is part 2 of this arc, in which we have Beilert Valence and his charge, Cadeliah. Cadeliah is a child that is said to bring together these two warring criminal factions and bring peace. And that's not going to happen because one of them, the Unbroken Clan, has sent out bounty hunters to go and kill her, so that doesn't happen. And they happen to have sent out 4 LOM as well as the Gand, that is the Findsman, that is Zuckuss. So we are in this right away. You know, they're hot on the heels after Beilert Valence first fought them off, and they have tracked him down to this other planet, which is in fact a planet where he left his lover Yura, who way back when was the love of his life before he got sent off to the Imperials. So she's not really that happy to see him. Of course, he has seen her since then, but they left on very shaky terms, as we see in this issue. Their relationship is very interesting because it happens that she has a husband now, and well, you have two different sides of this conflict in this issue. You have these battle droids that get reprogrammed by Zuckuss and 4LM. So you have all these rebel sympathizers on this planet fighting against the droids, which I absolutely loved. That's something that I like to see in Star Wars because we have Star Wars Legion miniature game that I play. And it's fun having rebels versus droids. And now we have that in canon, although we had that in Star Wars Rebels, so technically it was canon already. But I digress. So we have that whole fight going on. Then we have Beilert Valence going up against 4LOM. And I haven't seen 4LOM look this great and this menacing. By the way, the artwork is fantastic in this issue. It's just so brutal, so mature. Love it. But you see 4LOM taking so much damage. You see Beilert Valence like blasting him with his hands, and he repairs himself later on to show up. And we have the Gand Zuckuss, which is really cool because he's got like this force sensitivity. I'm not sure if that's a thing with the Gand or if it's just with Zuckuss, and that's it, but that's pretty neat. And by the end of this issue, we have Beilert Valence leaving the character of Cadeliah with the rebels. He leaves her with the rebels because he says the bounty hunters are way too hot on my heels. I cannot keep protecting this girl. I have Bosk on me at one point. I have Boba Fett on me at one point, and now I have 4LM and Zuckuss. All I need now is Dengar and IG-88 after me, and that's every one of the bounty hunters that Vader hired to track down Han Solo. So yeah, he's not taking any more chances with this girl that is very important. So he's leaving her with them. But that is basically the end of the issue. But what really struck me hard with this issue is to see how much we get into the emotions of Beilert Valence and of his previous lover, Yura. I mean, it's great to see this kind of development in a character that appeared to be so one note originally in the Marvel run of the 70s and 80s. We're actually seeing him get this full arc. If you go back to the Imperial Cadet miniseries with Han Solo, where we first see Beilert Valence get maimed enough to become a cyborg, and then you see him in Target Vader, which goes more into his history. And now we're getting the Bounty Hunter series, which is all about him basically. We are getting so much character deep dives into this guy that seems so one note, but he really isn't. He's got this Firestone that he travels with to remind him of Yura, and the fact that it was just like so melodramatic where he gets back and it's like, oh, things are gonna be great. But no, she's married. Like, whoa, that hasn't happened in Star Wars like that before. It's very interesting, but also really grounded in reality. Like, she wasn't gonna wait forever for this guy, and yet he comes back. He still has feelings for her. She sort of has feelings for him, but they both know that they have to separate and go their own ways. So yeah, fantastic work with the writing on this issue, and I cannot wait for issue number 8. Also this week, we finally, and I say finally, have the release of IDW's Star Wars Adventures Annual 2020. We're getting down to the wire. It's going to be funny if they release this in 2021. But they finally got it out, and well, I'm disappointed, guys. This was not really worth the wait. We have 2 Star Wars stories in here. We have Rabbit Hunt and a Rebel Bounty. And I might have said this on the channel, maybe I haven't, but I am not the biggest fan of Jaxxon, and that's saying it lightly. I just don't think he fits in Star Wars a whole lot. I think he just looks like he got plopped out of Looney Tunes or something and got put in Star Wars. Like, I don't care so much about, like, I don't mind his actual behavior and how he acts, but just the decision to draw and color him just doesn't look like it belongs in Star Wars to me. I'm sorry. I can't imagine seeing that guy live action in like a Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian or something. That'd be looking very strange, although I'm kind of intrigued if they ever do that. But anyway, this story is a quick one. It's all about him. He's being hunted down by these bounty hunters, doesn't know why. It turns out that he's got like 100-some cousins that look exactly like him, that dress exactly like him, and they're really going after him, but they're confusing him with the other character they're going after. So it's all like this imposter thing where he's not really it, but he's also working for the rebels to get some kind of information that's going to help them out. So it basically gets to the point where he meets his old flame, Amaiza, who is also a Star Wars Legends character from back in the old EU. And it's just kind of like, okay, we have to go get these items. And then it turns out that like 100 or 200 other of his cousins come out at that same point when the Imperials show up. The Imperials don't know who to shoot because it looks like they're all clones running around. And that's how he gets away with it. And that's really what I got out of this story. It wasn't very, it didn't really hook me at all, to say the least. We have another story in here called A Rebel Bounty. And that was also a very strange story because in it we have none other than Kallus as Fulcrum. I don't know if you've ever seen Kallus in the, in the thick of it as a spy for the rebellion. So that was really cool. He met up with this one girl who happens to be part of the Order of the Scythe Voltaic. Yeah, that's a mouthful. I've not seen that in Star Wars canon yet, but it seems to be very broken, if you ask me. I don't know how this really is existing in Star Wars. It sounds like it's from another fantasy universe where it deals with light, but not in the way you think with the Jedi, because they're very like tech heavy, but they're talking about light and darkness in the sense of the tech heavy. And it goes into her mind where she's trying to get probed by IG-88. This seems like a story that was from Star Wars Legends, guys. I'm sorry, but this one does not really strike hard with me at all as far as something that I gotta read more than once, because it's like, okay, by the end of this issue, the Imperials didn't get what they wanted, or Jabba didn't get what he wanted with the bounty hunters getting this girl. But it just seemed like it fell flat for me. I just didn't quite understand the end of it, how this girl just happened to destroy like everything around her, but didn't kill IG-88, and then ends up in a completely different area. I don't know what the heck is going on in this issue. And well, I'm not really going to say that I'm looking forward to seeing any more of it, that's for sure. But I would just like an IG-88 story, just a regular IG-88 story of him just kicking butt, and not so much of this stuff that skews more to like a legend story, which is more of like a far-fetched story, if you ask me. But yeah, I could not recommend Star Wars Adventures 2020 for you guys. I'm sorry, it was not worth the wait. It was just very odd and very strange from both of the stories. So that is going to do it for this week's comic book reviews. Make sure you tune in this and every Wednesday for more Star Wars comic reviews. We are getting them on a weekly basis. It's great, but we're also getting Star Wars The Mandalorian content, as well as the upcoming High Republic. I have a video that came out earlier in the week about that, and I also have my review of the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special that streamed exclusively on Disney Plus, so you can check out all that content. Please do subscribe to the channel if you like this video, because that way you'll never miss another video. That's gonna do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.